help me, I'm poor. Okay. Recording? Cool. So today we're gonna do our first floor plan, okay? So in this handout, you guys don't need this handout, I just wanted to quickly show this to you guys, but there's a difference between a construction drawing and a design drawing, these two. I know I didn't have you guys pull it out, but a construction drawing essentially is what you give to a contractor with all these like detailed information on how to build it, right? Construction drawing. What we're gonna be doing for this class is a design drawing, which is a little bit more artistic. This is what you would use when you go to your client to present something, is to show things that are pretty and to get the buy-off from the client. And then from there, you go into construction drawings to actually, once your client says, okay, I love everything about it, now you go to construction drawings, so then you can draw that and give it to somebody for them to build, okay? So see the difference between it? It's kind of more informational, proprietary information for construction drawings, and then something more artistic with your flooring and shading on all your floor plans, okay? Site plan, which we'll cover later on. This will be a good Bible for you guys, which is gonna be the steps that we're gonna be going through for this project, okay? So, a floor plan. Does anybody know what a floor plan is?
Yes.
What is a floor plan?
Basically. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's basically like looking at the layout from a bird's eye view, pretty much.
Yep, that's essentially what a floor plan is. So if we were to look at this space and cut that wall all the way across at 4 feet, and you're looking at a top view, then you'll get a floor plan. That's called a plan view, right? Remember when we did orthographic projection, we did a top view, so that's essentially in plan view. Now this space planning basics is gonna be what you'll need to draw your floor plan, because at this point in your college career, you probably don't know a lot of spatial adjacencies, how thick walls are, how wide doors are, you know, how high cabinets are, how deep they are. And you'll need all of those to be able to put together a floor plan. So this is gonna be this is a list of all the stuff that you'll need to create your floor plan. So this is a good reference, okay? Now for your final project, we all have the same shell. This is essentially your shell right here, okay? And it gives you that, for this one, it says 30 foot 2, and this is 37 foot 7, right? But it says right here that you can get it to a maximum of 45 feet by 32 foot 6, okay? So we're gonna go through the motion of drawing a floor plan, okay? Can you hand me that rolled paper right there? Yep, that one. This is essentially where you guys are gonna be after a few weeks, okay? So we're gonna start with just the floor plan with no furniture. We're just getting all the basic layout, where the bathroom is, where your kitchen is, all that kind of stuff. We're not worried about any of the furniture placement for now, okay? So this is essentially what you guys are gonna be able to draw, okay? Thank you, Vanna.
So good.
Okay. As always, before you start drawing, always use my lightest line weight to draw just the background, just the sketch part of the whole thing, okay? Always a good practice. Always, it has to be a religious practice. Yes, it was.
Andrew, do you recommend? I noticed that all the dirt stays here actually.
Yes,
Because even I put all the powder, probably we have to clean this.
You have to clean.
It's
Right.
so dirty.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
of
not
the-
sure.
I cleaned mine after I would take it off and clean it, because otherwise it was
Oh,
smearing
I
on
see.
the
Exactly.
down-
Exactly.
I
on
see.
the other side, like not on the paper,
Because it
but
was so clean. What happened? It's because of this.
Like a little light.
Okay. Another thing that we have to note is just a quick elevation of what this house is going to look like. Essentially, you have your garage underneath, and then the floor that you'll be doing is the second floor, which is all your living area, which is essentially this. See how the stairs goes up to the second floor, and then your garage is underneath. Okay? Okay. So the first step, I always draw a bottom line first. That's the first thing I do, because it anchors where I start my drawing. So I'll just start a bottom line. Now I know that it's a maximum of 45 feet. So I'll just maximum. So by the way, you're gonna be drawing this at 1/4 of an inch equals a foot. Okay? You're gonna do it at a 1/4 inch scale. Okay? So I'm gonna mark up 45 feet on here. So 0 to 45. Draw this. Need to make this taller. And then it is 32 foot 6. Okay, so 32 foot 6. 32 6. So where's my 32 6? It's right there. So remember, don't get into the details of things. You start with a big picture and then you put in the inside. Okay, so I got my basic shell. Okay, so we're good so far. So I would count, the first thing that I would do is measure how wide I want my stairs to be. I'm gonna start carving. Essentially, I have this big piece of like clay or, you know, anything, and then I start carving and putting in details in there. So a good rule of thumb for your staircase is gonna be a minimum of 60 inches wide for it to be comfortable. For people to be going up and down it, 2 people to go up and down it at the same time. It has to be a comfortable 60 inches. Okay, so 60 inches is how many feet?
5.
Okay, so that's 5. So
Does it say here that it's
1, 2,
60
3,
or?
4, 5. It doesn't say there, so I'm gonna need you guys to take notes.
Oh,
Okay?
stairs.
Yeah, it's good.
60 inch.
And 60 inches wide.
60 inches wide. So this width is gonna be 60 inches at a minimum. Okay?
In 1.
Yeah,
1/4 scale.
yeah, people went for it.
Now you can decide on your drawing whether you want it to be up against this wall, like you can line it up and start your stairs here. But it's always nice to kind of indent your stairs so it doesn't feel like the house is there and then it's flushed. You want a little bit of a landing gap, kind of like you have a landing gap here to stand around before you get into the house. You don't want to be turned a corner and then it's stairs immediately. So for here, it's kind of subjective, but I would leave about 48 inches.
This area even?
Yep, just this area right here to start to where my staircase starts. 48 inches. Okay, so there's the start of my staircase.
The bottom landing. So
Everyone
this
gets.
is the
This
bottom
is
landing.
40.
Like this?
So this one is this is 60, right? 60
Yeah, so he
inches.
put the
And then
line
from here
the same way.
to here
Yeah.
So your
is 48
staircase itself
inches.
is gonna be
Okay?
60.
Yeah. Yes.
But from here
From here to here. From here to here.
No, from here to here. 40.
No, from here to here.
is 48.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So then from this drawing, I would just count how many stair treads I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then 16 is my landing.
I count stairs every time I go up them. It's really weird.
Oh,
I
okay.
always count stairs.
So from our exercise, the depth of the stairs is 11 inches. But for this case, to make it easier for all of us, we're gonna round it up to 12, okay? Because it doesn't matter
Okay.
if that is 1 inch wider, but we'll just do a foot, essentially. So I'm just gonna draw in, how
the
many?
tread.
Julie? Yep, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Why is it 7?
11, 12,
Why is it 7?
13, 14, 15, and then 16. So let me count this.
So that
Would you
it's
always
easier
start
this
with
way.
the stairs?
Yes, because that carves out your space. That will carve out your space.
How many stairs? 16 you said?
So 15 stair tread, and then the top part is your landing, which is 16. So 16 total. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16 is the top. And then for the landing, you need at least 60 inches here too. So I'm gonna do 60 inches. Does anybody know why we need at least 60 inches?
Wheelchairs.
For wheelchairs, one thing, and also if you open up the door and there's not enough room, you will fall backwards on the stairs. That's what's gonna happen. You need room for the door to open and then you just fall backwards if the stair tread is just straight up by the door.
So then do you need that if it's like if they're interior stairs? Like say they're not exterior stairs?
If
so
they're not
the house-
exterior, you still need it because there is an ADA code that
Yeah.
you have to be able to climb only this part and then you need to rest. This part you need to rest.
Yeah, that's why some stairs break.
Exactly. That's why you have to turn. Okay?
48 inches for the bottom landing gap and
Mhm.
60 inches for
60
top
inches on this side.
60,
Okay.
you mean the length?
So 60 from here to here is 60 inches.
Okay.
I think he's saying wide, like, yeah, the length of-
Okay?
And this is also 60, right?
Yes, and that's 60 as well. Okay? So I've carved out where the stairs is and where my house is. So this is where your interior space planning basics starts to take form because now I have a shell and now it says right here exterior walls. So only your exterior exposed to the elements is going to be 6 inches wide, but then any interior wall are 5 inches wide. So the walls are thicker on the outside and then any interior wall that divides up your bedroom, your bathroom are only going to be 5 inches. Make sense? So since I have this shell, the first thing I'll do is put in all my exterior walls first. So I'm gonna measure 6 inches all around to create the thickness of the outside of my walls. So I put a 6 inches there. Put a 6 inches here. I put a 6 inches here. And I put a 6 inches here. I also need to put a 6 inches here. 6 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna now draw the thickness of my walls.
Andrew,
Okay.
question.
Yes.
So, in the process of doing the previous assignments,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you see dots on your paper, is that?
That's
like
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't grade over those kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like like I said, I like seeing the process.
Okay, perfect.
But you'll learn that some people don't like it and they have a tendency to want to erase it and make sure that it's the cleanest thing that they've ever done. You know what I mean?
But it's acceptable for business
But it's,
purposes?
yeah, that's
Okay.
acceptable. So that's 8 to 13. Okay, so basically I have all my exterior wall. I'm gonna darken it just for the reason that I'm doing a demo so that we can see clearer. So I'm just gonna, so your exterior walls are gonna be in your heaviest, right? Your 0.9 is gonna be your heaviest. So I'm gonna darken up some of these walls just so that we can see. But I'm not gonna darken all of it because I'm gonna have to add doors to certain aspects. Okay. And I'll draw this one too so that,
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
what is it?
This is mine does not look that dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just need to twist or turn. I don't know.
get
It's a
it.
little trick
Oh,
once
yeah.
you do it. Okay. So I basically have my little shell so far, and so the first thing I'll do is add a door. So this is designer's choice. You can either enter this way, right? But for me, I'm gonna enter this way to get to the house. So drawing a door. The first thing you do when drawing a door is to know that a standard door to get into a house is 36 inches wide. That's gonna be your standard door size.
From inside.
Yep, inside the door. Yeah? Okay, 36-inch wide door. So do you remember the trick? So I'm gonna locate it to the middle of this opening, right? So to locate the middle, remember that trick of a little crisscross so that I can locate the middle?
And you're just basing it from the landing then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
okay? Because I'm trying to measure from here to here, so then I just measure from that crisscross, okay? So then I create a guideline to the middle. So there's the middle of my door, okay? So now I can measure that it's 36 inches, so that's 18 inches on each side, right? So that's 18, and then 18. Okay, so there's my door width, which is 36 inches. Let's just double check. 10 to 13, okay? Middle of my door. So now I can darken this a little bit just to show it.
Can you repeat how you, I know you found the middle through the X, but then the doorway, how did you determine?
Oh, so the doorway. So I created an X to locate the middle. And then from that middle, I know that I want the center of my 36-inch door to be in this middle. So then I measured 18 this way, and I measured 18 this way to equal 36 inches, so that it's centered.
Got it.
Okay? Door. The way that you show a door is essentially the door itself, and then showing how it swings, right? So first thing I do is I create a line, right? Just a quick line. And I'm gonna measure it to 36 inches because that's how wide the door is. So I measure 36 inches. Here's my 36 inches, right? Let me just draw that. A typical thickness of a door is about 2 inches. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw a 2-inch line
Of the material itself.
of the material itself. Yep. So I'm gonna draw 2 inches, which is really slim. So I'm gonna just draw that. Okay, so I have my door so far. Your doors, so your walls are gonna be in your 0.9. Your doors and windows are gonna be in your 0.7. So only your building shell is gonna be the heaviest line weight, and then it goes down from there, okay? But here's the thing. So I draw my door at a 0.7. Oops, does somebody have their circle template handy by any chance? Circle template, thank you. I got it. Okay, so I got my door, which is a 0.7, but your door swing is gonna be at your lightest line weight, which is your 0.5. Okay?
And that's because it's kind of like,
It's just showing. Yes,
where
exactly.
how it's gonna open.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's as simple as using your circle template, okay? So you basically just find what of this corner fits. So if it lines up, if it's too small, you're gonna see that it's not gonna be a perfect circle. So you basically see that one is too big. That one is basically it right there. Do you guys see? That this right here meets there, and this corner meets there. Okay, and then I basically just draw a circle in the lightest line weight, and there's your door.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I've only done a door, but it's a masterpiece. Thank you. Oh wow. Cheeky.
Like, I haven't been glad for this in a long time.
Okay. Oh, here, let me darken these up.
So would the stairs be
Oh, the
in
stair-
0.9 then, since they're exterior stairs?
So I would put your outline as your 0.9.
But
like
the
this- but the
stairs
stair tread
themselves
would be
is
your
7.
0.7.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so the outline would be
Kind of like what we did for homework then?
exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And each stair is 12, right?
It's 12. Yep.
12 inches.
Make sure, I ran into this every single quarter, that if you don't have the right count of stair treads, it's gonna be a problem down the line. So make sure that you account, because the worst thing you can do is you have 14 and then it doesn't match up in another drawing. You know what I mean? And then you don't end up going upstairs. You're like stop up the upstairs and you don't end up in the house. Essentially is what happens.
And the height of the stairs is 7, right?
Yes.
Always. But we're not gonna see it here, we're gonna see it in elevation, I guess.
Yes, we'll see it in elevation.
always 8 or 16?
Okay,
Oh, gotcha. To make it easier for us.
so I'm gonna draw some, I'm just gonna darken these up so that we have it as a demo. Okay. How many of you guys have taken space planning? Not yet, right? So this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge because you guys don't have spatial awareness yet on how big rooms have to be, right? And the greatest thing you can do is go around your house with your tape measure and measure things. Like how big a bed is, how big a typical dresser is, how big a typical nightstand is, so that you can fill it in. Yes, you'll do a programming and space planning class, probably.
When we do beds and stuff for a typical, should it be queen?
It depends on you. So here's the requirement for your floor plan for next week. You're gonna need an open living, dining, and kitchen,
Okay.
meaning that you need a seating area, you need a dining table with seating, and you have a kitchen. You also need a powder room. A powder room is essentially a bathroom, but no shower,
Half that.
a half bath. So just a vanity and a toilet. You're gonna need a master bedroom, a master bathroom, a master walk-in closet, and then a deck balcony area. Yeah, what?
With the closet part, I was like, oh, I can have fun with that.
Yes, with the closet. And then notes, no fireplace. Some people get ambitious with fireplaces. At this point, it's a drafting class, not a design class, so we're gonna...
What about a fireplace insert?
Okay, fine, do it. We'll see how it works out. And then no hot tubs in the deck out balcony. My students last semester got crazy about like a smoking balcony with a hot tub. I'm like, this is too much.
Did you crush that person's dreams?
I mean, a
You're
little
like,
bit.
that is so not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. Another element that you guys will need in your drawing, so you'll basically have a shell. This is essentially what you'll have to turn in with the inclusion of doors and windows. Okay? But you don't have any furniture yet, so you're fine. Drawing a window. Really easy to draw a window. Like let's say I want to draw...
2 ticks.
Yes, it's 2 ticks essentially. So I'm gonna just put a window in this wall, just as an example. So I'll locate the middle of this so that, and then I'll probably put maybe like a 48-inch wide window. The window design can be up to you, however wide you want it to be.
Okay.
So a typical window, since it's in plan view, is fairly simple. So I measure how wide I want my window to be. And then I measure 2 inches in from there. Just 2 inches to create the mullion, like the frame of the window. Okay. And then you basically draw a line in the middle. So since it's a 6-inch wall, it's gonna be at a 3-inch line. Which is right there. And there's your window. So then I darken it with a 0.7.
You show it in the wall, kind of.
Yes, you always show it in the wall. Because if you're cutting through it,
Because you
you'll
have
cut.
to cut it out,
yeah.
basically, to frame them inward.
So it's gonna be the same thickness as the wall, but then with an additional 2-inch for
Ah,
the
because
trim.
Yes, just the
See from-
inside.
the-
So just the
okay.
2 inches here. It's gonna always be the same thickness as the
Inside.
wall.
Okay.
So you always just draw it inside the wall.
And you can make it as big as you want.
You can make it as big or small as you want to. Okay?
So you always divide it in half because this.
Yes,
the
just
window.
because the glass is always in the middle of the wall. Like on the
Okay.
window, that's always in the
And
middle.
this 2 inches identify what? If you just.
The 2 inches is your frame, your door, your window frame.
Okay.
Basically, like,
Yeah.
what sticks out, what makes them look pretty on the outside
Yeah.
and the inside.
Oh,
Like that white frame.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
you're
there's
saying.
a double line.
Got it.
Yeah. So your overall dimension, your overall dimension is still the same, but then you always draw in. You know, don't forget, like even when I drew the walls, I drew the shell and I drew the wall inside, not offset it outside. Okay, because your boundary is that, and then you draw it inside. Okay? So from here, what typically I would recommend is do an overlay, right? So I would do quickly an overlay of, I would start playing a little bit of how I would want to lay out this room. I mean, this house. so that I don't mess up my drawing until I'm ready for it. Okay, so what I would do, this is gonna be the furthest I'm gonna do as far as demo because you guys would have to fill in the rest. So I would start to kind of just sketch out, okay, so I'm gonna carve out my balcony first. So let me put my balcony right here.
So this is just kind of like a freehand.
Yes,
thing.
just freehand and see how you would wanna lay out these things
Okay.
in your house and then start putting in your stuff.
So we don't have to do it exactly like that.
Nope,
Okay.
not exactly like that. This is a good shell. So if you have a challenging time trying to fit in stuff, there's no harm in just copying this because again, it's a drafting class, not a design class. But it's also a good way for you to explore. Like, I don't know, this is the fun part of kind of figuring out how you want to lay out your kitchen and you want an island,
Can we do partial room dividers?
You're gonna need walls. Unless it's like a den, like if you want to do a den, you can. It's not required, but this is what's needed, and if you have extra room to include it, by all means. Okay?
Powder room is like a half bathroom, right? They call it?
Yes.
Yes, a half bath.
Powder, I never heard it. It's like more fancy kind of stuff.
Well, it's like a powder room or a half bath.
Yeah, half
Usually
bath,
they're
they're for
found in like,
guests,
yeah,
right?
they're usually
Okay.
found in like two-story homes.
Like a bookcase that
is
serves
where they're
as like a
usually
room
because it's
divider?
Yes, I love the idea. Do it, please do. Okay, so I'm just gonna.
And the one they use for 2 kids, the same, Jack and Jill, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just basically gonna do an overlay. Maybe I'll put my bathroom here. Maybe I'll put, my master here, and then my living dining kitchen is here. Kind of just, this is called a bubble diagram, which is what you guys will learn down the line is when you get an empty shell, you don't know where anything is gonna go, so you kind of start compartmentalizing and see where you wanna place things, right? I'll probably maybe do my kitchen, living dining, maybe a hallway, and then my powder room on this corner. And that kind of gives me options, right? Maybe you can do multiple of this, maybe just one and then go with it. It's up to you.
So just walls, so we're turning.
Just walls, doors, windows.
Okay.
Doors, walls, windows next week. And then that's when we'll start to fill in
We're
the
gonna
rest.
fill in next week.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't have any problems with the like canalizations, water. Like sometimes you are
Not yet. Not yet.
here we're like
What-
free.
Yes, we're free for now. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you just quickly explain how you measured the stairs really quickly?
The
Yeah, I'll take
stairs.
a picture. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to get started.
So your stairs are always just an inch. I mean a foot. So it's
Okay.
12 inches each. I just measure every 12 inches.
Okay.
And then that's your stair treads.
Okay.
Could you use that method last time? You remember you showed
dividing it?
Of dividing
We
it.
can. Yeah.
But can you just please repeat it? Because when we did it on our own, it was kind of.
Yeah, I
Oh,
get to like
okay.
do it correctly.
When it's like 3, it's fine. But when it's like more, you remember, it's like.
So if I'm dividing, this one is really easy because it's at a foot. But let's say, here, I'm gonna draw this line like wider, like taller, just so that.
Sorry.
If I'm trying to divide this in 15 equal segments,
Kiara, we're waiting for you. For the
I'm
show
like
to
trying
start.
to write this note so I don't
this
forget.
15, so that's not good. So if I were to do the 1 inch, right, so let's say, or maybe the ½ inch.
And when would you want to use this trick?
This trick I'll show you with the window.
Okay.
The window trick. This one doesn't really work too well because it's at 12-inch increments and that's easy to divide. But let's just say we want to do it. So I would just look for 0 to 15 on the scale. Like for this one, I'm looking at the ½ inch. So I'd just find the 0 and then wherever. Well, see, this one it doesn't